At the time, I was still working in elite sport, and I had my business as a bit of a side hustle. I implemented a lot of that quite quickly, and straight away I was getting results. Now got a much bigger clinic. There's 9 of us, as opposed to just me doing 2 days a week. Ops manager, life's a lot easier.
Hey, this is Paul, so welcome to day 1 of the Dublin 2024 February event. This one is going to be an epic event all around the topic of making more money in your business, as always. And we're going to specifically look at what it takes to sell more effectively in your business, whether or not it's on the phone, whether or not it's in the clinic. I think it's something that many business owners struggle with. We are allowed to think that all of our success comes from clinical skills, and to a certain degree it absolutely does. But there's 70 plus people in here who probably are starting to realise that if you want to scale a business, you want to grow a business, you've got to learn to sell those services. You've got to be able to manage objections, you've got to be able to sell your team on the vision. All of those things are hugely important, and across the course of the next 2 days we're going to share the best practices for in-clinic sales strategies and effective telephone techniques. You're going to get a sneak peek of everything that we're doing in the next 48 hours across the course of this video. Enjoy.
Without further ado, I'd like to welcome to the stage owner of Urban Body from the West Midlands. Let's give a big round of applause to Phil Evans.
Thank you, Cam. 2018 seems like a lifetime ago, but it's actually not. And at the time, I was still working in elite sport, and I had my business as a bit of a side hustle. And I came across Paul, probably like most of you, on social media, where you get hooked in with a free download, and then that free download turns into loads of emails. But the emails just absolutely spoke to me. It was like, oh my God, this is everything I'm hearing, as in I can't find leads, all this sort of stuff. So I decided to get involved in, I think it was the business growth school. I implemented a lot of that quite quickly, and straight away I was getting results. I was like, okay, I need to go to a mastermind. Went to the mastermind, and it was at the time really quite small. There was about 8 of us in Hartlepool, and I was definitely the smallest business in the room, which was fantastic for me to grow. And I just remember going around the room and asking about how much we charge, and at the time it was like 35 quid, and I was like literally laughed out of the room. So I was like, yeah, I needed to hear that. So that was the sort of thing that I needed to hear to go sort it out. And so from then it's been strength to strength. We've gone from very tactical to then all of a sudden quite strategic, which is the beauty of these events. Obviously going through COVID, very challenging, but very grateful to part of this community at that time. Now got a much bigger clinic. There's 9 of us, as opposed to just me doing 2 days a week. Ops manager, life's a lot easier. You know, don't get me wrong, there's always challenges, different challenges as we grow. But very grateful to be here today, and love the masterminds. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Paul Gough. Here he is. So very grateful for your help and guidance over the last 6 years. Can't believe it.
Thank you very, very much. Well done. Great story. Sales is the profit engine in a business. And whenever you find a business that's doing all right, usually in the UK, I find it around about £200,000-300,000. Once you get to that level, and it doesn't matter what you do, you just can't get daylight between 200 grand trying to get to 500,000. It's usually that the profit and the sales system needs fixing. the marketing's working, the reputation's good enough, people know you, the phone rings, the people like what you're doing, right? So you've got to 200, 250. The difference between 250 in pounds or euros, usually getting to 500,000, is the sales component.
Around his world for a long time now, really useful during COVID to go back to Paul's teachings, and then eventually got a guest pass, like many of you in the room, 2 years ago now in London, and got into a room with, for the first time, I felt like-minded people who really got the journey that I was on, not only Paul's team but also the community as well, and I've been deep in ever since.
We run a business in Suffolk, in Ipswich, called Out for Physiotherapy. We've been running just over we set up just before COVID hit, actually, 4.5 years ago. And we actually, I'm kind of the admin, all the background work, kind of all the logistical stuff, and Paul started advertising to me on Facebook before we'd even actually started trading. So I've kind of been involved with him right from the beginning of the business. So that was back in, well, we had a 1-year-old at the time. Most people kind of establish themselves in life, and well, similar to you, I guess. It's kind of a bit, we had a 3-year-old and an 18-month-old when we set the business up, so it's a little bit mental, but that's how we roll. So anyway, we've been involved with Paul right from the beginning of our business, and joined the mastermind community 3 years ago, and I honestly wouldn't be without it, really. Like, we've got some good friends here now, I consider to be friends.
Because I feel super focused now. I feel like I'm in the zone, if you like, and especially when you start to sell a big block of treatment, once you sell your first one, it's like, oh my God, I can do this. And you get the confidence as well from the mastermind group. And Paul, when I first sold my first one, Paul said, okay, that's great, but take the price up. So that's what I did. And then I took it up again. And now I'm comfortable, but the price might go up again because I keep adding bits and pieces to it.
Quite good success in his business with selling nutrition, completely passive income. Somebody alluded to getting nutritional services within your business, and that's what we did. So Steve introduced that to me. We make several £100s a month off the back of that, completely passive income. So that's another opportunity I've had from being in this group, and it's another revenue stream to my business.
So we've just finished day one of the first day of telephone techniques. We had the amazing AP McCoy. We talked to the guys yesterday all about how to answer the phone better, how to get more energy into the conversation, how to close more leads, how to get packages into your business, how to raise prices. And AP McCoy was nothing short of sensational. I think the perfect mix of intensity and humour. And one of my favourite quotes from AP yesterday was the idea of how you should never accept what you've got. You should always have momentum in your life. You should never be focused on maintaining what you've got. It's always about getting more, setting yourself new targets, new goals. And it was funny, he talked about how in his life and his career he's lived with the idea that it's permanent torture, and he's learned to love the idea of torture. And what he means by that is, as a business owner, we set these goals and we get them. Sometimes we hit them, and we have moments where we feel really good, but in between that we have lots of frustration, lots of dissatisfaction, we have lots of letdown, lots of tears, lots of just things that don't go our way, and that's the torture or the torment that he spoke about. And in between these moments of victory, if you like, of success, you have to learn to love the torment, and it's something that really resonated with me yesterday. So that was day one. We spoke about the telephone, we spoke about the consultation in the office. Today we've been talking about gas calls, so we're going to start talking about gas calls, and we're going to start talking about how to stop drop-offs and cancels, as well as raising prices. So we're all set for a big day. Day two of the effective telephone techniques in clinic sales strategies is about to kick off.
Great things about being part of Paul's world, say from the progress group calls to the community here, seeing Ed do as well as he is, one of the first people I met, seeing Dave sell packages for what he is of 100 sessions, it shows you what's possible. Will killing it on YouTube, it shows us all in the room what we can do, so you take a lot from each other in the group for sure. The mastermind calls is changing the way you think about things is obviously one of the things as well, but the big thing that's probably been the breakthrough in the recent success, particularly in the last year of the business, is the one-on-one coaching calls. Really sort of getting down to working on what I need to work on in my business. I'm sure the guys on guest pass here, they'll be the same as me. You don't want a boring business, we're very high level, we're up there, creative types. But two things came from that. I got a real understanding of when you explained yourself that, in your finances where your business should be boring. I think that the phrase you said, I could leave you for 12 months, come back and this would look exactly the same, which for someone that's so growth driven is a bit of a red rag to a bull. So I kind of went, F you, I'm going to stay consistent, stay boring, but at the same time come back with even higher numbers the next month and the next month, the next month, and we've continued to do that really. So they've been my biggest breakthroughs really.
Yeah, you don't get taught how to recruit. All of a sudden you've got 3-4 staff and you're like, oh, what do I do? And so you make errors, you make mistakes, you learn from it, you just completely change your mindset. And I'd say with that's really helped personally as well. So you just become more confident in what you're doing. You're a lot clearer in your goals. So that you're calmer. It's just one big knock-on effect.
The 5 or 6 things, the little traits that you see, I hope it helps. Just points out, it's very easy for me to say they're good marketers, they're good salespeople, they're good at hiring, right? Whatever, right? They figure out all that shit. But they're the traits that these guys have got that I can't do anything about. But they come into this type of environment, boom, and it grows. So well done to every one of you. I think you're amazing. Round of applause, please. All right. Happy? All right, thanks, guys.
My name is Justin. I'm from New York. As you can see, I have a small practice, smallish. We have 5 staff members, 3 therapists, including myself. And we specifically work with CrossFitters, powerlifters, just getting them healthy, prevent injury, and move, just achieve their goals. So my first time meeting, getting into Paul's world was, I had 3 other friends that were part of Mastermind and CEO, and we had lunch one day, and they're like, hey, you should come to PPM 2022. And I'm like, what is PPM, right? And they sent me the info. I decided to sign up. After each event, we took 2 or 3 actionable steps that me and my staff could complete. And each event we came, we just added 2 or 3 steps on top of that. And since working with Paul specifically, it's been life-changing. The past year, we've been up in revenue by 60 to 70% in the first year. And if there's one word that, for me, that describes Paul that attracted me to him is authenticity. So to be able to hear and learn from someone that's built a practice, but also someone that's continually growing and learning as a leader and a CEO and a marketer. So that's one thing that really attracts me. So, and now I'd like to welcome Paul onto the stage.
Raise your prices if you're feeling bad about yourself. What a hit that is. That's cocaine right there, right? Inject that into your arm. Another tenner on the fee. Feel good about yourself. Get some energy. And what about if you're feeling good? Well, raise your fucking prices as well. No better time to do it.
So we're done. We've just wrapped up 2 days of the first event of 2024. We've just smashed the doors down on what it takes to sell your physical therapy services, charge higher prices, finally believe in yourself, completely change the experience at your business. We've had a wonderful 2 days and covered everything from prices, packages, lead generation, first phone call conversions, changing the thing that you sell in the business from physical therapy to energy. And as I said to people here who are just leaving now, the thing that you have to realise is you are not in the physio business. You're in the make people feel good business. You're in the energy business, not the clinical skills business. You've never been in the physio business. It's always been about selling energy and making people feel really, really good. So that's a wrap from us. 70 people, our biggest UK event today. AP McCoy was amazing. The people behind have been amazing. The team have been amazing. And we roll on to our next event in Las Vegas in March. And then we're off to London in June. Maybe we'll see you there. Thank you.